different looking thumbnail. This is part two. Say, like we got another version. This is my. Actually, I'll pull this closer. So I could start.
Yeah.
Am I streaming now?
You are streaming now.
Bishop Worship May.
I see the victory. I hear the sound. Everybody, tell somebody, this is my year. This is my year. This is my year. Everybody, this is my year.
Ma.
I'm rising high. No more
Getting
delays.
spiked.
It's time to fly. I'll be all God
Getting
has planned
spiked.
for me.
So,
Walking
so.
in favor and
Can
living
you do that without
free.
messing up?
This is my year.
Ah.
Oh, this is my
I
year.
have an idea.
Lord. Yes, right.
Idea.
Oh my God.
Seriously?
Yes.
It just went off?
I'm standing
It went
tall.
off?
I told you he had an idea. Yeah, it is live. Oh my God. Can you not have any more ideas?
Now.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Just so y'all know, that was my son Shema
Yep.
with his idea.
Yep.
Go ahead, keep on. Let them see your goofy dance.
Doors open, chains are gone. I step in faith, I'm moving on.
You want to come on to your goofy dance?
This is my year. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is my year. Tell your neighbor, this is my year. No holding back. I claim my place. I move in power. I run this race. This is my year. Woo. This is my year. This is my year. I'm rising high. No more delays. It's time to fly. I'll be walking in favor and living free. This is my year. This is my year. I know what my life's all about. Doors are open, chains are gone. I step in faith and I'm moving on. This is my year. This is my year. I'm standing tall. I'll do, I'll be, I'll have it all. No holding back. I claim my place. I move in power. I run this race. This is my year. I see the victory. I hear the sound. Blessings raining all around. Healing, favor, overflow. This is my time.
All right. We are back for our second part. and we're still working on getting this thing right. Actually, when we get our second stage of POW, it should be so much better. Our programming coming on and so forth. Now you can go there right now. It's powtv.tv. POW dot TV. Somebody calling me on the internet.
On your computer.
Okay. So powtv.tv. POWTV.tv. That's our platform. We're gonna have a whole lot of goodies. We'll probably have about a thousand different videos you can watch on holistically living, far as your spirituality, your life, your finances, your relationships, just improving people's lives. We're going to have so much content just to help you improve their lives. Cooking classes and how to do detoxes, etc. How to properly shop, what to do with your finances, what to do with your life, how your life should basically reflect the kingdom of God as well as Christ. And this is what POW TV is all about. So we are here right now on YouTube, and also I believe we might be on Facebook right now, Instagram, I believe, and streaming also probably on X, formerly known as Twitter. But I was t- we started off. We kind of went somewhere everywhere, but my thoughts were some things I remember about my father, Dr. Donald Womack. He has gone on to be with the Lord some time now, and this is the month that I believe should be celebrating fathers, not just a day. I believe this whole month. And we should call it basically Proud Fatherhood Month, where we're proud of our fathers. Okay. I know the others are celebrating Pride Month, but I'm gonna call it Proud Fatherhood Month. You can celebrate whatever you want. It's America. All right. But for me, in my house, Proud Fatherhood Month. We have so much to be thankful for. I know I do. I'm still standing on the shoulders of this great man to this day. And one of the things I remember about Dr. Donald Womack is that he was a brilliant man, but very humble. And you wouldn't even know how much he knew and how brilliant he was when you compare it to other people of brilliance and who are blessed. They're kind of snobbish or 500 or better than you, that type of like, I'm better than you, so I can't talk to you, I can't give you an audience, I can't give you attention. He was not that kind of individual. He was a man that it didn't make a difference if you was a bum in the street. Actually, he really was drawn to people from the street, like alcoholics and derelicts and people who were struggling. For years, our ministry, actually, the ministry was born out of the city of Newark. And some people might say, well, can anything good come out of Newark? I came out of Newark. Um, Dr. Donald was born in Newark. His ministry made major impact in Newark. When you understand what you call it, got a modern word today called inner city. It's amazing, eh? Another word for ghetto. When you understand uh, the inner city, there's a lot of talent, a lot of gifts, a lot of um, potential people that have extreme giftings in the ghetto. And my father was really called to people because it was much later that we moved out of Newark and went and started a ministry. Well, not even started, but continued the ministry, just upgraded it and went to Bloomfield. But when you really saw this man in action, before he even got inside the church, there would be derelicts, alcoholics, people who lived in the street that would meet him when he was parking his car and would say, uh, some called him Doc, some called him Pastor, some called him Brother Don, and said, can I do something for you? Can I wash your car or whatever? And they wanted to do something for him because or can you give me a broom so I could sweep the front of the church? You need something done inside. And I'm talking about why we are basically on our way to open up the church. There were people, I can't think of this guy name right now. It'll come to me. Shorty. There was a guy named, that wasn't his name, but everybody called him Shorty. There was a guy named Shorty. It was a few people, man. They would actually meet my dad and they would wash his car, sweep in front of the church, or play security, because if you knew anything about where we were on Springfield Avenue in Newark, there was a lot of robberies and car theft, etc. Even while we were in church, they trying to take people cars. So some of these guys would play security, maintenance worker, car washer, etc. Because they were just grateful because he actually took care of the community. And when I say took care of the community, there was always something he would be doing that impacted the community. I remember one time he was planning on having um, someone dressed up as Santa Claus in a helicopter. And when the helicopter would land across the street in the supermarket's parking lot, he was going to have Santa Claus just pass out toys and stuff to children. But of course, we couldn't get, you have to get certain permission and license and all that. But this was a thought. So we got close to it, and we had individuals dressed up and so forth, passing out toys. And I mean, there was a time, oh man, turkeys galore. We just had a room filled up with turkeys and the trimmings and canned goods and cranberry sauce, string beans, etc. And he's just giving this stuff out, as well as clothes, brand new clothes. And he constantly did stuff like this. He was a humble man, very educated man, valedictorian of the school, not just 1 year, but a second year, a third year, a fourth year. Are y'all getting this? When he got his bachelor's degree, when he got his master's, when he got his doctor's, and then he got another doctor's, and got another doctor's, and another doctor's. There's a book over here somewhere. Do you see his book? You see
Which one? The foundation?
Foundation Stones of Christian Faith? I wanted this. It's over here. All right.
No, I don't have a good copy. Okay, I'll find it.
All right. So this man had a doctor's of theology, a doctor's of religious education, a doctor's of philosophy. Are you getting it, y'all? A doctor's of letters. Well versed, read, educated, intelligent man, but at the same time, he would sit down with you one on one. You would be graced to actually come into his office, mind you, before you even set foot in the pulpit, which I don't like doing. I mean, he would meet with you before he spoke. Then he would meet with you. Actually, while he's speaking, he's meeting with you because he's giving you direct word, even though you might be sitting with the public. That word would pierce your heart. Then afterwards, he's still meeting with people one on one. And he did this not 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm talking about years. And was a pedagogue, a major pedagogue where he taught scholarly, intellectually, and was a line upon line, precept upon precept individual. But most of all, he continued to practice humility. Very humble.
Where do you think it is?
It could be. I'm still organizing this library, babe, so it could be anywhere. All right, don't worry about it if you don't see it. Actually, right where you are on that one, two,
see it.
three. Oh, you do?
Jump right over to it.
I felt it was over there.
Dad?
I really got those packed in there, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still organizing this library. Got Jesus, I have so many libraries. Is it more than one book?
Yeah, two stuck together, so I don't want to rip it, so I'm gonna go to.
So my dad wrote, um, oh my goodness, found. Okay, here's a picture of him. Now, it's kind of. This is quite old. Here's a picture of him. Y'all see that? Y'all see his hair? We used to call that high and low. The high and low, where you had that part, you had the sideburns. Like, I'll show you again. I don't know if you could see it. And he wrote this. What year? Man, it's called "Foundation Stones of the Christian Faith." A person who's really a student of the Bible, you would actually appreciate this, right? What would you say, Lady Womack?
I
You
love
got,
that book.
but you have to be a student. You can't be one of those people. I love the word. You know how many people they love the word, but they don't read it,
And don't apply it.
won't memorize it or nothing.
Mhm.
But I love the word. I love the word. Let's see if I can put.
Very well organized. He has, like he talked about, soteriology, um, theology, um, talks about anthropology, just talks about like he's broken it down into different studies of God and man and the world based on their relationship to God. I've taught the children from that book, and it's really good book.
I'm gonna redo this book over. Um, he goes over so many different things in this book, like the arguments of existence, the proof of God, which is a question to so many people because they're not even sure of themselves. So if you're not sure of yourself, you're definitely going to have a question about the Creator, even though deep down inside you know there's a reason for you being here and just not sure. And you won't know until you go into the mind of the Creator.
Mm.
And when you go into the mind of the Creator, you can find out what is the reason for your being. And one of the Elohistic names that I love in that book is El Niman. El Niman. You know what El Niman is?
Is that the Lord is terrible?
No. No.
I don't remember them.
The faithful God.
Oh, I should remember that because I love that he's faithful.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
So I just taught y'all something. El Niman. The faithful God.
Wow.
Some of y'all
Awesome.
need to practice like I come before El Niman. So
Wow.
now those of you that are enrolled in Christian Bible Institute, you get a whole list of the Elohistic names as well as the compound names of deity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those I remember.
Yeah, those are powerful.
Mhm.
But so I don't go way off track. If you're interested in this book, you can pre-order this book. All right, pre-order this book, and I'm telling you, I'm going to actually do this book over. This book will give you some insight if you want to really be a true student of the word. Not somebody who fools around with it here and there, but a real true student of the word. Because a lot of your questions will actually be answered. Like, how do I know God is God? And is there really a God? And if God is real, what is the evidence? And he goes into all kinds of things, such as the ontological argument, the teleological argument, the anthropological argument, the biological argument, the argument from congruity, the cosmological argument. And, some of you who've been in our school, you need to review because you probably forgot most of those things because you don't use it. And the reason why I say you don't use it is because you probably have not went out to be a witness. When you are um, into the soul winning business, you need to know those things.
Mhm.
Otherwise, those folks in the street will have you for lunch. They'll chew you up. And many Christians today are not prepared for the street or the hospital or their job when people confront them about their faith because they haven't been studious, they haven't studied to show themselves approved, and they have no idea. See, I had a mentor that happened to be my spiritual father at the same time my biological. Man, you couldn't ask for a better blessing than that. My biological father, my spiritual father, but also my mentor. I mean, who gets that blessed?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So again, one of the things I remember about him is that he was a real humble man. No matter who you were, he would respect you. He would take guys that came to the church and so forth, and was like, set up an appointment with them. We're gonna take them to lunch, or we're taking them somewhere to eat, and I'm gonna go buy them some suits. I'm like, buy them suits. And not only did he buy suits for young men, he bought them shirts, ties, and shoes so that they could feel better about themselves.
That's awesome.
Oh, that you got it. You gotta understand that was extremely awesome because he wanted people to know no matter where you are or where you were born, that not only do I love you, but God loves you. And he knew that if you want to be successful, one of the first things we need to do is change your mindset. And one thing that can help change your mindset really quick is the way you dress. So he was teaching young men how to dress for success. Because when you dress for success, it does something to your mindset. It does something to the way that you've been thinking, poverty mindset. And I learned from him, in order to have what comes before an asset is your mindset.
Hmm.
And a lot of times we're trying to get assets and we haven't changed our mindset. So he would work on young men, uh, young ladies too, but more so young men. He had a heart. He had a heart for everybody, but especially men and young men. And he would begin to show them how to dress for success and get your shoes shine, and a lot of stuff that we don't even practice today. I mean, I do, but a lot of people don't practice today. They come out of the house looking like they just rolled out of bed. And he was like, you got to dress like you're going somewhere. You got to dress like you're going somewhere. You need to smell not like you've been somewhere, but you need to smell like you know where you're going.
That's a good one.
Okay, and this man was humble but wise and had a heart for people. Another thing is that he was very generous. I remember many times he would know that he is going to meet with somebody or somebody's coming into the office to meet with him, and he would have me either there or my mother or my brother or somebody around, while we're waiting for somebody, and we let them in the office. And before they left, he had already designated a certain amount of money that he had folded up in the palm of his hand. And when they would leave, he would shake their hand, and they shocked, like, "What is this in my hand?" And they turn to some money, and they get ready to open up. He's like, just look at it later. And I know sometimes it was 100, 200, $300, and he's paying for people's rent, getting people, children, hard-headed children out of jail. Very generous man. And I've seen this over and over. Even when he went to churches and sweated his garments out where there was salt on the suit, a black suit that dried with a white ring, which was body salts, that his suit was actually ruined. You couldn't even take that to the cleaners to get that out. And he would not take the offering that they gave him from the church that he just spoke at, because they were in need, maybe paying their mortgage, their light bill, or whatever fundraiser they had. And they would put it in the envelope, had these little gold offering plates with the offering, and they would say, you know, "I can never pay you." I got a thing about that. "I can never pay you. Thank you for the word of God." He would take it and, like, "I'm putting this back into this minute." I mean, that went on over and over, where my mother's getting pissed about it because, he had two children, we little children. He has a job um, working at Channel Lumber, and he's a pastor. And our people, especially back then, just were not taught to take care of the man of God. A lot of stuff is kind of different now.
Yeah.
Like especially with mega churches and stuff like that. But our people was not taught or trained. They just figured, you better get yourself a job too, dude. And he was a true worker, and worked so good at the job that they elevated him and promoted him to general store manager in the midst of so many Caucasians that were passed by, and they chose him. There's a big story about that. And then he went from Channel Lumber to Rickles. Now, in case y'all never heard of those stores, before there was a Home Depot, so I think most of you heard of Home Depot, there was Channel Lumber. And then after Channel Lumber, there was Rickles. Rickles, you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Do it better, Rickles. Okay, so before there was a Home Depot, there was a Channel Lumber. After Channel Lumber, then a Rickles Home Center. And then after Rickles, now you got your Home Depots. So my father actually was a general manager of these particular stores in Whippany, Levittown, Long Island, etc. And this man was so dedicated and well respected too, even in that zone, out of the church world, well respected, that many folks would come to him and even to the church just to talk. They might not even wanted to come to a church service, but they came to actually sit and talk with him. That's how personal and one-on-one that he was. Um, let's talk about your dad for a moment, because I could talk about my dad all day long. My God. And you know what? It's really blessed. It's a really blessed thing to have a father that you have so many good memories of.
True.
And those of you that are fathers, make it so that your children have so many good things to say about you, that they had fun with you,
Mm.
that they played with you, that you played with them, that you had times of fights. And when I say fights, I'm talking about play fights and water balloon fights, or throwing water at each other and joking, and good meals and watching movies together, travel together, vacation together, pray together, cried together, prophesied together, praised together, gave thanksgiving together, worship together. Make memories for your children
Mm.
so that they see you more than just a bread provider.
Yeah.
Because when you see a father just as a bread provider, you're missing out on the most essentials
Mm.
and the other things that count and matter more, versus the one who brings home the bacon.
True.
What would you say to that, dear?
I would say to that too, a lot of that, probably most of that. Well, yeah, I'm going to stick with most of that, is on the mom to make sure that.
Clarify.
So, just like the Holy Spirit's job is to turn the hearts of the children to the Father by the Holy Spirit never talks of. I know people will say himself. I'm going to say herself. The Holy Spirit never talks of herself. She always points you back to what Father says, and she brings all things back to remembrance. Comforter, teacher. The mother's job is always point the children to Father. This is what Dad says. Do what Dad says. Honor Dad. Oh, Dad's home. Go greet him at the door. Oh, Dad's home.
And you're good for that. My wife will holler, and our children, they got their own room. My daughter got her own room. My sons had their own room. And and if it's not my wife, which she's instilled it into them, if my daughter is at the sink at the kitchen washing dishes, and I come in, she hollers, "Daddy's home!" And everybody come running downstairs to greet me at the door before I can even go anywhere. And my wife instilled that into them. Go ahead, continue. I just wanted to put a little bit more. And then bless you, Victoria. Say, may we inquire what would be the price for the book. I'll say this because I didn't put a price because I didn't reprint it yet. But if people who pre-order, I'm gonna just say do a donation. Just do a donation. Whatever you feel the Lord lays on your heart, and that would be it. You know I don't want y'all to ever see me as one of those preachers where I just want to squeeze you for some money or whatever. I mean, ministry.
Even though the laborer is worthy of his
Yeah,
hire.
I mean, whatever you could do, I appreciate it, but I don't want to be classified like, we we just seen somebody just recently. They're just like they're just going in on ministries and ministries, and y'all gotta be careful.
Yes.
About talking about putting your. I don't care if they wrong.
Right.
That ain't your job.
That's right. Speak on it.
I'm a prophet. Ain't my job either unless the Lord tells me. And if he tells me, I don't need to tell you.
That's true.
If the Lord tells me such and such is an error, maybe the Lord want me to go to them.
Right.
Not you, not come on YouTube and just be blasting people, because everybody got some crap going on in their life, some skeletons and a stinky place in your life. And that's not my job.
Right.
Even if they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will speak on this. Now, I'm talking about men and women of God who Because you could be a man of God or a woman of God and be fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because you've fallen, does that make you not a man and a woman of God? Didn't God himself say David was a man after his own heart?
Yes.
After he actually even had a man put to death. I'm not justifying anything or calling sin right.
Right.
That's not I do not do that. But to have your closet full of crap,
Right.
and you're pointing and broadcasting other people's sin, that's not right.
No.
Okay.
No.
I know all this is about, the donation for the book, but this is important. I don't want to be classified as, oh man, we are here. Because if y'all watch any of my programs and you look back, how many times you see me asking you for something money wise? Seriously.
Mm. Talk about
And
it.
if I do, you better believe it's something that's going to bless you tremendously.
Right.
And just go watch all my stuff. Half of the stuff you don't even see us. We even take. You won't even see us take an offering.
Mm.
Now you need offering
Right.
for the church as well as for you. So anyway, and what's happening? I know I'm all over the place, but that's because I'm getting all these divinely inspired things that need to be called out. What's happening is the how did I say it to you? The exposure
Uh-huh.
is being exposed.
Oh, the exposer.
The exposers are being exposed. The ones who expose it, oh, he's doing this with this one, and he's doing that with that one. And just for the record, for me, y'all see this woman back here? Almost every time she'll tell you, I want her with me all the time. Now I know we individuals and so forth, but don't I like you with me all the time?
Yes.
All the
Definitely.
time.
Definitely.
So you can follow me around with a camera if you want. You're gonna see me, my wife, or my family, or my mom, or I'm talking to people to help them with their life. And guess who's present when I'm talking to them? I do not do I go into an office and talk to any ladies
No.
without you?
No.
And guess what? If y'all thinking and planning and plotting that I'm gonna talk to Bishop Shema Womack-El one-on-one, it'll be one-on-one, but you gotta understand we won. So it'll be one-on-one. I don't talk to no women. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you got a calling, which everybody do. I don't talk to women, even my members. I don't talk to even my members. My wife got to be present. And if my wife not present, my mama is present. So if you're planning on you want to talk to me, you're gonna see my mama or you're gonna see my wife.
Mhm.
I just want to get that straight. All right. Because the exposers are being exposed. There was a man, he was just recently. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Actually, I'll call it out. I'll call it out. I'll call it out because the Bible say mark them.
Mhm.
And see what I'm saying. It's the his church, all things theology. His church put a letter, and they said they excommunicated him. They sat his character down. Some of you don't know about that because he's talking about ministries, but then he didn't need to talk because was doing things himself. And y'all gotta be careful about this. Leave it. And I wouldn't be saying that if his church said it. His pastor put a letter out and said they don't approve what he's doing.
What, talking about other people?
He's talking about no, he ain't just talking about other people. He's talking about pastors and ministers. He's talking about people. No,
It's not right.
no. And if they are wrong,
It's not your place to.
no, that's not your place.
Yeah.
And me being a bishop and so forth, I could call a whole lot of people and as a prophet, I rebuke them and so forth. God didn't tell me to do that, so I'm not doing it.
I saw something in scripture, but I'll let you talk first.
Go ahead.
I saw something in scripture I never paid attention to before. It's in Jude. It's Jude. Jude. Actually, do you have your Bible?
Yes.
I think it's in Jude 5 or 6.
Well, Jude is one chapter.
Right.
So Jude 5, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterwards destroyed them that believed not.
Yeah, keep going.
And the angels which kept not their first estate, not preached on that, but left their own habitation, he have reserved an everlasting change under darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
Actually, you can go all the way. It's really in 9. That's where I want to get to.
Okay,
so
keep going.
Okay.
Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise, also, these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee. So
right there, I never paid attention to that before. So this is Jude talking about how, as you know, this Jude talking about, I was going to write to you all this letter about our great salvation, but I'm being like sidetracked because I have to warn you about all these false teachers that have crept into the church and crept into, like, our company, and they're saying all this negative stuff. They're doing bad things, and they've been condemned long ago, just like the angels who've lost their first estate. But then he goes on to say, um, Michael, the archangel, even when he was disputing with Satan about who gets Moses's body, because you taught him this, Moses, he didn't have a grave, right? He just went up on the mountaintop and died, right? Because that's where God. So they were arguing about who gets Moses's body. This is Michael, the archangel, and Satan. Mm-hmm. And when Satan got out of line, this is Satan. Satan got out of line and even was ridiculing, like he was speaking things he shouldn't have spoken. Even the archangel, the chief angel of God, did not talk bad to Satan or talk about him. He said, the Lord will rebuke you. The Lord handle you. I'm not going to put my tongue on you because I'm going to let God handle you. So now if Michael, the archangel, would not talk against someone who had authority, a glorious one.
The devil, who was already out of line, but got out of line of even being the devil.
Yes.
Because he wanted a sacred body.
Ooh, yes.
Because the devil ain't supposed to have sacred bodies. The devil's not supposed to have anointed bodies.
And I know you could go all deep and exoteric on that.
Wow.
I know you can touch that like all kinds of ways. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, what right do people have to put their lips on a man or woman of God? They have no right to touch his glorious ones. They have no right. It says, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. You're not even supposed to speak against them. So all these influencers and these this and these that, Satan's church, that's what it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
They are going to be judged by talking about these men and women of God, whether they, like you said, are wrong. They could be wrong as 3 left shoes.
Mark my word, over the next 3 years, mark my word, over the next 3 years, a lot of these influencers, they're going to lose their influence. Ooh. Oh, I know that. I know some of them are going to crack that. Trust me, they have tried to come after me so many times in so many ways, but
wow.
Listen, I'm just telling you. I ain't calling no names. I just said a lot of them are going to lose their influence.
Wow.
And a lot of folks are simply jealous that somebody else got more money than they do. That's really
more influence.
Because this is what a lot of them do. Oh, they got this scam going on. They got this scam going on. Then they're like, hey, hit my cash app.
I
Hey,
know
you
somebody.
put $5 in there right now. Listen, we got to meet my goal. We got to meet our goal. Hey, can you go ahead? Go to my Zelle, my cash app, my blah blah blah. And they just got finished saying, oh, such and such scam and such. They've been having this going on. Such and such got you paying for this and that. And then they go, hit my cash.
Right.
I mean, come on already. I mean, like that don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like that's what's that old saying? It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Or I say that sugar calling the flour white.
Yeah, yeah, it makes no sense.
Uh-huh.
We got too much of this jealousy stuff going on, and it's like, why?
Yep.
And it has a lot to do with jealousy.
Yes.
This is why you have a lot of families can't even come together. Brothers and sisters can't come together because everybody wants to be chief. Everybody wants to be chief.
Wow.
Nobody wants to submit, and so what social media did is just create a whole platform and plethora of people and cornucopia of everybody who wants to be somebody. But
Yeah.
and can I tell you in the words of this great man? You welcome, Victoria. I want to tell you in the words of this great man, Dr. Donald. Know what he told me a big shot is? Know what he told me a big shot is? A big shot. This is I remember my dad.
Mhm.
A big shot. He said, son, do you know what a big shot is? A big shot ain't nothing but a little shot away from home. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
A big shot ain't nothing but a little shot away from home. As long as you keep away from home, everybody just, and trust me, I know that to be so true. Man, you somebody else, man.
Yes.
But come back home, everybody know who you are.
Mhm. Wow.
And that's what these platforms do.
Yeah.
These platforms give a person who had no name, because you're not in your community, you're globally. So, out of the globe, when you really think about it, we got over 1 million subscribers. That's really nothing to really. It's nice, but that's nothing compared to how many people in the world. So you got a portion. It's like that prodigal. You got a portion of folks who watch you or subscribe to, etc. But it's nothing compared to the whole. So you have these individuals who basically seeking identification, seeking money, seeking fame, because by themselves ain't nothing really happening.
Wow.
So it's like a way of, it's like therapy.
Mm.
Do y'all know that?
Wow.
The internet has become
Mm.
for those who
That's good.
who do it and those who watch. It's like, come on, y'all, let's be for real. It's like therapy. Like we have so much bogged down inside of us and so many things that bother us or stress us out that some people, even they thinking about committing suicide, they turn on their cameras and they start talking, and then some of them don't go through it. Some people go through it, some people don't. It's a way of therapy. Social media has become
Wow.
our new church, because the church was our place of therapy. Here you got brother Paul, during the 50s and the 60s, when he went to work. Hey boy, mop the floor. And then John, hey boy, did you take the garbage out, boy? So they would call this all day, and that's how my father ended up getting the job that he got. They would call them, oh boy, or they called him, the praying boy, or poor old Job, or something like that. And they were hiking on my father. And when the regional manager came in, saw my father doing this hard back-breaking work, he fired all the guys and gave my father their job and made him the general store manager. So he went from boy to being the manager. They're from boy to boss. So let's take Brother John. Hey, boy, go do the dishes. Boy, wash my car now. Boy, go give me a box of cigars. Now, when John got off work, he went to St. Paul Fire Baptized Holiness Church, which was a storefront. But he wasn't considered boy. They called him Brother John. Brother John, open up the service in prayer. Brother John, lead the devotion. Brother John, read the scripture. Brother John. So he went at work, he was boy. But at the little storefront church, he was important. He was Brother John. Okay? Are y'all seeing this? And the same thing with women at the church. My grandmother, Daisy. Daisy, do the laundry. Scrub the floor. Daisy, iron these shirts. All right. So she's like a servant, so to speak. But when she came to the church, Mother Daisy. Do you see that the church became our therapy? Yeah. Where we begin to get a better identity, and more self-esteem, more self-respect, because we were being respected by others. Where John, boy, now at church, brother. And then later, as Brother John was faithful, he became Deacon John. Wow. Elder John. So the church became our therapy. Now, we done lost a bunch of that. So we got to get help me out. Therapize. Say it again. Therapize. So we use social media now. To feel important. Yeah. Wow. Whether you're listening or you're doing it. Okay. Yeah, because we've lost identity. We've lost that holding our head up. Because I remember, man, I remember so many individuals where that we had Brother Tut. Which one? There was Pat Tut. There was Boise Tut, Pat Tut. No education. Wonderful people. No education. Now here's the strange thing. Pat Tut, there's a story, and if any of the Tuts are listening to me, y'all can call me and probably validate this. But this is a story I remember. Caucasians didn't like him at all, and some Caucasian man made a back then Caucasians, if you were a person of color that was married, they won't hit on your wife. You just supposed to kind of put your head down and say, yes, sir, and let them say whatever they want to say. And somebody made a pass on his wife. Pat went and took a razor blade and cut that joker throat from one side to the other. Wrong one. But he still was a man of God. He still was a man of God. He asked for forgiveness afterwards. No, he didn't ask forgiveness. He was like, I should have cut him more. For real. But here's a man that, and we're talking about man in the deep South, and so I forgot what area, but an uneducated man. But let me tell you how God used these individuals. He didn't know how to read, but when he picked up a Bible, he would just pick up the Bible, and I ain't going by what nobody told me. I'm going by what I saw and experienced. He would pick up a Bible and he would hold it. So you thinking he can't read. But then this man starts saying, this book of the law shall not depart out of my mouth, but thou shalt meditate both in the day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to success. That's the one you can only read the Bible? Is that the one you told me? And he couldn't read the Bible, but when he touched it, he would just keep, and we'd be like, oh my God, when is gonna finish? I mean, he's quoting Psalm 1, Psalm 2, Psalm 3, Psalm 4. He just quote. So God gave these individuals who didn't qualify in the realm of education. They qualified in the realm of spirit, and it's like the spirit was just downloading this stuff. And we were like, and we were like, Pat, are you sure you can't read? Here, read this right here. The same scripture he quoted. Like, I can't read it, brother pastor. I don't know what it say.
Get out of here.
But he could quote scriptures like, and I ain't talking about the little scripture showers y'all do, quoting one. He's quoting chapters. So when you are dedicated, God will download himself in you that you could see, say, and hear in the realm of the spirit. These individuals, they got their identity, man.
Yeah.
Because they were boy and mammy and breastfeeding other people's children and stuff. But when they came into the church, they were evangelists and deacon and brother and elder. And the church really was our only institution that we owned. And to this day, it's still our institution that we own, but we're losing it. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Were you going to say something? Somebody just said, it's hard to see. A big shot ain't nothing but a little shot away from home. Absolutely. Who said that? Who said, oh man. I just did something. I don't know what I did. Y'all forgive me. I'm doing my best to learn this. Can you see that right there?
No.
No, Lady Womack. She can't see either. She's older. We all older. I got glasses. I didn't see it. Let's see. Oh, forget it. No, it's so small. All right, when we get this studio together, y'all, we working on it. I got my nice soft light over here. That's why you probably see a light on my glasses. We working on it. We're working on it. Actually, really working on it. Yeah, getting together. I got equipment and stuff still in boxes that I'll be working on. But yeah, and I learned that from my mentor, my dad. A big shot ain't nothing but a little shot.
So you were talking
away from home.
You were talking about some of these people talking about things they shouldn't be talking about because they have no
And
right.
it's backfiring on them.
Really? Well, I'm not surprised.
And within 3 years, y'all gonna see a lot more. Y'all gonna see some of them get sick. You're gonna see some of them fade away. You're gonna see some of them die. And I'm not pronouncing this on them. I'm just telling you what the spirit is showing me. You cannot be putting your mouth on people of God. Because if they're people of God and they have done wrong,
God will deal with them.
Yeah, that is not your job.
Right.
Like when he say, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm, he means it. Like there are a lot of people, y'all, you just don't know. I am not in agreement at all.
Right.
Not in agreement with their doctrine, not in agreement with their theology, not in agreement with their teaching, not in agreement with their lifestyle, not in agreement of who they keep around them. I'm not in agreement.
Right.
But I'm not going to get in here and tell you.
Right.
I might tell my wife. I might even talk to my children or my mom. But that's about it. Yeah. I'm not getting on here blasting to thousands of people. I mean, we already got a challenge getting people saved. You just giving them more ammo to keep away. Whoa. I'm not doing that. Whoa. But I will tell you this, because the Bible say, cry loud and spare not those that you know that are not men and women of God. And I'll say this, what about the BET Awards? What about that? The BET Awards. Here is Glorilla Y'all have heard of Glorilla? She gets an award for being for a gospel a a BET Gospel Awards. She's not even a gospel singer.
Wow.
What happened to all these magnificent gospel singers? What's that? The one who say, "Worthy is the Lamb"? Cece. I mean,
Yeah, CC Wine.
Cece, man, my God.
That's so talented.
How are you taking people who are gospel artists, truly anointed, and you go to someone who's showing you their behind,
Wow.
actually showing you butt cheeks,
Wow. That's crazy.
and the same day they turn around, get on a platform, showing they're not shaking their butt, they're shaking their butt, but they ain't just shaking their butt. They actually showing you the actual booty. And then they get a gospel award, and they're not even a gospel artist. And they say themselves, they actually say themselves, like they're kind of shocked. Which she should have said, you know what? I'm giving this back. I don't deserve this. I'm not a gospel artist because most of the things I say is, it's provocative, it's sexual, it's perverted.
That's terrible.
I mean, do you know how many magnificent, anointed gospel artists, and they're gospel artists I don't even care about, that should have been in and should have gotten that award. Like gospel artists I don't even care about, but they're gospel artists.
Yeah.
I don't. It just shows the fall.
That's crazy.
Of our civilization.
Yeah. Even that guy's song, like, it's a Caucasian rapper.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many people that could have got.
Yeah. How did? I mean, Glorilla?
I never even heard of her before today.
Oh, you never heard of Glorilla? She's been out for a while. And y'all think I'm playing? Go check it out. How does Glorilla? And if you look at most of her videos, it's about booty, balls, titties, perversion.
Wow.
As she does this little part, and you got people like what's her name, Cece?
Yeah.
I mean, Cece she's been around for a long like time. How did and I can give you a whole list of people. How in the world did she get a gospel award?
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Apostasy. This nation has fallen into apostasy.
Wow.
And we need to return back to God. And we need to return back to our community, and we need to return back to our church. I know y'all don't want to hear that.
Church part?
Yeah.
No.
Because y'all looking for a perfect church, not realizing wherever you show up, whatever was perfect, it no longer is perfect.
That's right.
And I'm talking about all of us.
Right.
But we still need to return back to the church, the proper community, and get back into the proper conversation. Because we are losing our mind and don't even know it. Yeah, but so that's funny. And I want to talk about your dad. So that's funny how oh yeah, all he asks is for money. All he asks for money. Can you hit my Zelle and my Cash App? And like, come on.
Wow.
Like seriously, that makes no sense. Makes no sense. And you just showed you're jealous.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
You're jealous that they're doing better than you, when basically you should be like picking their mind and how did you do this? You'd be surprised how many people would tell you if you just went to them. They could tell you what they're doing.
Yeah.
instead of being jealous and fighting and backbiting and conniving and sneaking and lying. I mean, so much lies are going. It's enough lies going on uh, inside the church, right? Enough.
Am I saying something?
Yeah, somebody said, I think CC has been married for a long time. I can't see it because it's blocked. Uh, and she's just one of them, the artists that's I think is tremendous,
Yeah.
and there's a whole lot more, man. And this, I don't get it. I really don't get it, except the decline
Yes.
of
that's what it
society.
really just shows you.
The decline.
Yeah. It's like
Like
a
the
mockery.
like
It's
the
like
beat,
making
it
a
was
mockery.
major mockery. I mean, I'm not making this up. Y'all could go see it for yourself. She has pants on. I showed it you, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
She has pants on in the front. Nothing wrong with that. Until she turn around. And then turn around. And then all of our singers and stuff too. It's just butt.
Wow.
Butt for days.
Wow.
Just all in your face.
Wow.
And it's like,
She won.
and then just a few hours later, she wins the gospel award. I'm like, hold it. This is the same. This is the and if you look at all most of her videos, it's like that. So
Yeah.
so wow. So you don't even have to be a gospel artist and you could win a gospel award.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
That's appalling.
So next thing is that you ain't even got to be a believer, and you can get a reward from God and not be a believer. Is that what they're trying to like? Is that what they're trying to tell us? You don't really have to keep the Bible, but you'll get the blessings of the Bible if you just act like it.
Mm. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
All right, dear, let's shift gears because
Well,
there's so
you
much.
said it because it needs to be said.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I rather talk about the things of the world than the things in the church, because it's this philosophy that we got to expose them. We got to expose them.
That's who and who. Why do they think it's their job to do that?
Right.
Let's
Like we need to know. I mean, I've heard people in such pride go, "We need to know. We need to know what. What? How about after you post all the crap in your life online, then now you come on and say we need to know.
Right.
Let's go over the last 20 years of
Oh.
shaitan of your life,
Come on now.
and then I agree with you. We need to know. Get online and show us video and the what y'all call receipts. Show us the receipts of your life.
Wow.
Okay? Don't leave nothing out.
Mm.
Show all the things that you've done. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Uh-huh. And then you can talk about anything. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now I just told you what Jesus said. He that is without sin.
Cast the first stone.
Go ahead. You throw the first freaking stone.
Mm.
I bet you that'll stop.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. As a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Mm.
You keep now. I'm talking about. See what I just told you about Glorilla. I
ridiculous name.
It is, man. Glorilla. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. And I pray.
Guess it's working.
I pray that the Holy Spirit would just move upon our heart.
Mm.
Just move upon our heart and draw her closer. Because I know some people say, well, we supposed to look a certain way. Like you think we're supposed to look a certain way, dress a certain way. Yeah, that's what this book says.
Yeah.
This book don't say expose your breasts and expose your
hinder parts.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, that's what this. We're supposed to have something that distinguishes us from the world.
True. Well, she clearly she says she's not a gospel artist. She
Oh, yeah.
basically
She's
completely is like she's in the world. So that I'm not faulting her for her. That's her thing.
yeah. I'm not
How
saying.
she
I'm not saying she's.
she's obligated to look a certain way because that's her.
Yeah, that's her prerogative.
Yeah, it's just
And I respect anybody. Whatever you want to do, that's your prerogative.
it's just how
I'm
she went
I,
the gospel.
I'm saying. All I'm saying, you should give it back. That's all I'm saying. It's like you. So you know say I gotta shake my booty some more here. Take this back.
I don't deserve it.
Yeah, I don't need this. I'm going to in 5 minutes. I'm about to shake it and show it. I'm about to shake it and show it. Like, and because this book talks all against that, and I
Right.
can't have this award, you know, on my
Wow.
on my library or stage or counter or display, and I'm
Wow.
you know, it doesn't. It's not congruent.
Not at all. I mean, I don't know her, but what I saw, does it? I ain't never seen no way.
No, I'm like abide in your lane.
Yeah,
If you're a booty shaker, keep on shaking.
shake it, baby.
Yeah, just it's like, yeah. No, I'm not faulting her, but
No,
I'm
I know you're not.
saying somebody behind the scene put her name in there.
Yeah, they thought that was funny.
I think it was Kirk Franklin.
What?
I don't know.
Listen,
I said I think. I don't know.
I'm not a fan.
I think Kirk Franklin because he was behind her. I don't know if you saw.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's his song.
Oh, it's his
That's
song.
what I saw on a label.
Ah, okay.
She was featured on his song. I don't know his
Okay.
music because
See, I don't know it all, but
Very
I know she
talented.
got the gospel award, and I know she ain't gospel
Yeah,
artist.
did you hear her
Okay.
say she asked to be on his song?
Okay.
So now why he consented, you know.
So that means all y'all can call Kirk Franklin and say, I want to be on your next song. And you might get an award. That's what it sounds like. Jesus.
Yeah, she said, you showed me like a short clip, and she said she was surprised that he said yes.
Now I'm not taking, and I'm saying these people are talented and gifted. You know, there's no question about it. Kirk Franklin is talented and gifted.
Very.
Glorilla as well. She talented and gifted for what she do. You know, you got a bunch of people that they, you know, you got a lot of people they talented in what they do. You know, they're people I know they were, you know, mobsters. They were talented and gifted for what they do. And so I'm not faulting any of that. My thing is like how if I showed up at the Mechanics of America and they gave me a silver car wrench, you know, mechanic of the year. I don't know. Listen, I don't know nothing about. I know how to take it to the mechanic, pay the bill, but I don't know nothing about, you know, changing alternators and transformers and
Transformers.
See,
The Transformer.
I don't know. That's what I'm telling you.
There's a movie.
I don't know.
It could be a Transformer.
Transmissions and all that stuff. I would be surprised. Like, oh, Bishop Womack-El,
Jocko
you
would be
just
pissed.
you just won, huh?
And Jocko would be pissed.
Yeah, you got the Jocko Award.
He'd be pissed that you got an award for being a mechanic.
Bishop Womack, we just give you the gold wrench for cars. It's like I don't deserve this. I'm like, I got to get this back.
Yeah.
What am I doing with this? Oh man. It's hilarious. I really don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my God. Shema, you're around. I need you to help me to see what people are saying. Dear, tell us about what do you remember about your father?
Oh, my father. First of all, definitely when you said that your dad said a big shot is nothing but a little shot away from home. My dad was like, we called him king of the one-liners. He had so many one-line sayings that were chock full of wisdom. I still remember them to this day. Because he was a very wise man. He didn't like say a whole lot all the time. It depends. You got him on a particular subject, he would get on the roll.
Really?
But yes, yes, for sure. He definitely had his subjects that he liked to talk about. He was passionate about certain things. Definitely a giver, selfless, like it sounds like your dad was like very selfless,
You know, a lot
very
of them people
generous.
back then were more givers and
Wow.
and didn't have a whole lot of money, like,
Right.
but they were givers. They
Yeah.
would give what they had. Go
Yes.
ahead, go ahead.
Hardworking, and was like a father to a lot of people. I mean, just a lot of people admired him and looked up to him as, the father. Even some who had fathers
Mm.
were like, "You're the father I never had."
Same thing with
Like what?
my
I have
father
a
had a
father.
boys club, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He had a boys club, and he would teach them how to flip, box, wrestle, ride bikes, things like that. And these guys had fathers, but the fathers didn't get them quality time. So your father is from that same generation who
Yeah.
basically wanted to help young boys who had fathers, but the boys were not being fathered.
Yeah, had fathers, didn't have fathers. He too had a boys club. I think my brother got into a fight, and to solve it, my dad started this boys club where they did boxing. So and he taught them how to fight, in a
Mm.
controlled environment,
Hmm.
So because he was crazy about boxing. So yeah, my he was definitely a dad, not just a father, but a dad to a whole lot of people.
Hmm.
So many people looked up to him. And he had so many one-liners, and I still use them to this day. Like when Shemaya was like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm probably not gonna wear a jacket." And I'm like, Pop used to say, "Better have it, don't need. Than to need, don't have." So take your
Say it
jacket.
again.
It's better to have it, don't need, than to need and don't have.
That's true.
So take your
Wow.
jacket.
That's that old gangster wisdom. They call it OG.
Oh yeah. Oh, my dad was an OG with the fedora. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Always had a hat on everywhere he went. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Now, do you know approximately when he gave his life to the Lord?
So I'm told, because I'm much younger than my siblings. I'm told he used to smoke Tiparillos, and he had a.
I used to smoke Tiparillos. That was a cigar of the 70s, maybe.
Really.
Oh yeah, I smoked Tiparillos, and I used to work at the funeral home, and we get a cadaver that comes in, and the smell was just horrendous. That I used Tiparillos to kill that smell. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So he had a barbershop called the LP Barbershop because oh my gosh, he had a record collection like
Tell them what
you would.
LP. They don't know what no LP is.
LP, long playing record. It's like vinyl records. My dad had
Mm.
a major record collection, which I think just got thrown away, which is crazy. But anyway, he
Your mama threw it away, huh? Wow.
um oh my gosh, I'm sure a lot of that stuff was collector's items because he had like well before kind of going over the story in two parts, but years ago before he got saved, he had like all the, what they would call worldly records. But then when I grew up, I grew up to him playing like um Savoy records and all those different
Yeah,
kind of
Savoy.
gospel artists.
Oh
Now,
my God.
I gotta watch this.
Reverend Milton Bingham.
Oh my
Go ahead.
goodness. Oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll talk. Hey,
Okay.
how many of y'all remember Milton Bingham, Reverend Milton Bingham Savoy Records, which actually, especially in the time of the '60s and the '70s, it was a Jewish owners at that time. Their name started with an M. I can't think of the name, but Savoy Records was probably the top notch record label during the times of the 60s, the 70s, 80s, etc., where you got all of your great gospel singers. I mean, you had Bishop Jeff Banks, the Revival Revival Temple Choir, the Mass Georgia Mass Choir, Alabama Mass Choir. Ah, man, I can't think of all the names. Avery White. Uh, Jesus. I mean, and you had your angelic choir. Ah, oh my God, I'm going way back. Your angelic choir and James Cleveland and Reverend Roberts. Master,
Mm.
the tempest is raging, or I don't feel no waste time. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Some of y'all don't know nothing about that. But yeah, so you had Reverend Lawrence Roberts. That's a Reverend Lawrence Roberts. And I mean, oh man, so many gospel greats. And isn't it amazing? How many of you remember that any music that was not church music at the time, or what we call gospel, was considered double music?
Yeah, worldly music.
Now, what would they say if our fathers were alive today? What would they say today we listen to when you hear stuff like Glorilla and stuff? What would they call that?
Ugh.
I mean, if any, because you're talking about uh something as simple as this, Martin Martin.
Marvin,
Oh,
Marvin.
Marvin. What did I say?
Martin.
I say Martin? Yeah, Marvin. That's what I meant. Y'all know what I said. What I meant. Or uh, give me some other song.
Wait, what was that? I don't wait.
Marvin.
You might be right. I don't know.
Okay, but the songs back then, oh man, there's so many. What do you get when you fall in love? Da, 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 for all your trouble. Da, 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 da. Who sung that? Never fall in love again. Now that was considered a double song.
Yeah.
Right?
Huh. Well, now you make me wonder how that song goes.
So what would they think now if they see the mix of what we call somebody getting the gospel award,
yeah,
with the music that we're doing now?
Yeah.
You know, because if you look, they name some of those songs from the 70s or 80s. You remember those songs?
Like the so-called worldly song? Well,
What we call worldly songs, or actually, we would say it's the double song. I know when I was little, when I would hear, I would go with my cousins and stuff, like, I can't listen to that. That's the devil's music. And I was serious. I was like, I can't listen to that. That's the devil music. And say what y'all want. When we kept focus on what we called gospel or Christian or Bible, it kept us.
True.
Might not have been completely theologically correct, but it kept us from detouring and going too far to the left.
Yeah.
It kept us.
Be separate.
Like I came from a church, we all women would have had a problem with that church. I came from a church, Fire Baptized Holiness. It's called Fire Baptized Holiness God of Americas.
Yeah.
Still in existence today. You didn't go to the movies. Now, I love going to the movies, but I understand. Back then, what they kept us from the movies is not. I mean, my TV need to be banned. My TV need to be banned. I should not even be watching Hulu then, according to 30 years ago, the way I was taught.
Yeah.
Okay. Hulu has no business being one of my apps, and Netflix and Amazon Prime. Oh my God, there's stuff back in the 60s and 70s that we were not supposed to go to the movies.
We were
Now-
considered a more liberal church because out of the PAW, we did go. We did a few things that we. I know they weren't supposed to drink soda.
Well, the five baptized too. You didn't drink strong drink. That included Coca-Cola. And guess what? They were right. We had no business putting that stuff in our body anyway.
Right.
They were right. If you really think about it, I know some people like that is foolishness, but we had no business putting that stuff in our body anyway.
True.
Some of you wouldn't have diabetes if you didn't drink that.
Right.
You got diabetes because you've been drinking a strong drink.
That's true.
And they also you did not wear pants.
That was
now if you did wear pants, you didn't wear in church. Now today we wear whatever the heck we want, showing the dangers of crack and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 66. I'm 66, and I remember that if I wore some pants with a hole in it, my father like, "Boy, what you doing with those pants on? They got a hole in it." Now we go, not me, but now you folks go shopping looking for pants with holes. Not one hole, 4 holes, 6 holes,
shredded,
7 holes, shredded with holes, and paying over $100 for clothes with holes. Wow. And we lost our whole mind. It makes no sense. Yeah. Now this clothes with holes, and there was a time too we would, you don't know about this because you 10 years younger than me, but we would buy patches that we did have a hole. We did our best to patch it up, and you iron the patch from the inside and maybe put one on the outside, but you didn't want to have no holes in your clothes. And now we're doing praise and worship with holes in our clothes. And it's fashionable.
Wow.
Because we have come as you are. No, that's not how you are. That's how you became. You wasn't born. Your mother didn't raise you to be putting no pants and dresses and jackets with holes in it. We have conformed to a world and made it acceptable that this is come as you are. Seriously?
Wow.
Come as you are. And I don't care what nobody says. You ain't gotta like what I'm saying. Actually, I could care less if you like what I'm saying. It doesn't make me anointed or not anointed whether you accept what I'm saying. I'm telling you how screwed up we have become as a people, as a nation, as a culture, even the so-called church. How screwed up we've become. If you look at most services, or check it out over the weekend, mostly everybody up there, if they ain't got no holes in their clothes, they we call it dress down. Why would you? I mean, you're in the kingdom. Right. You're the king. Why are you dressing down?
You said a long time ago that the church is attempting to relate to the culture when the culture should be attempting to relate to the church.
Say it again.
You said that
say it louder.
The church is attempting to relate to the culture. That's backwards. The culture should be attempting to imitate and relate to the church.
Yeah, we should be making the culture reach up, not go down.
Wow.
Oh, we going to church? Oh, we go down. We going to church? We don't need to dress up. Let's dress down. We going to church? We don't need to raise up our conscience. Let's lower it. We're going to church?
Wow.
No. And see, that's the excuse we use. Well, we want to reach everybody. You can reach everybody. You ain't got to lower your standards.
See, that's right.
I could witness to a prostitute without screwing her. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got to go, I want to tell you about Jesus, but okay, let me pay you first. Like that's crazy. Do you see how what I'm saying, dear?
And that's why Gorilla did won an award. I mean, because the standards are crazy. So it's like, oh yeah, why should they?
We have lowered our standards to fit in. Mm-hmm. We want to fit in so bad that we lowered our standards.
Yeah.
And we should not be compromising our faith, and we should not lower our standards. If anything, we ourselves should be ascending higher, pressing towards the mark for the higher calling of God in Christ Jesus. How do we get to the higher calling when we have just downgraded some of everything? When's the last time you heard a message about hell?
It's been a while.
And what should the main message be about concerning what we should not, what we should be avoiding or not want to go to? It should be, I don't
Wow.
want to go to hell.
Right.
So in order for us to help people not to go to hell, we need to tell them about hell. But nobody wants to talk about hell. Everybody wants to talk about wealth, prosperity, and joy, and live the life that you want to live, and then go to hell,
People.
which makes no sense. I mean, am I right?
Live life you want to live and they go to hell.
Because if you just live any kind of life you want, your result is going to be hell.
Yeah.
And some people are facing hell now. And then you're going to have hell later too? Nah, man, we have deviated
Yeah.
from the main principles.
I sometimes think about how the world has changed. And I'm like, my father could not even take being alive today. He couldn't stand some of the things that we see. He would be like, I gotta go. This is
I was like, my father would love the technology today,
Oh really?
but the zombieism that has taken place,
Wow.
such a falling away,
Yeah.
and dare not speak the word in truth to people in church who who um who wear their feelings on their sleeve. You know, most people, that's why a lot of people don't go to church. They can come with that, everybody hypocrites. Of course, you showed up there. It is you that you got to understand.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, come on. You got mechanics. They ain't right mechanic. They don't even fix their car. You ever go to a hairdresser or a barber? They a hair. You know how many hairdressers need their hair done? Do you stop going?
Right. Or she wears a weave. Or
I mean, you ever get a bad meal at a restaurant? Do you never go to restaurants anymore because you got a bad meal? I mean, you ever went to your regular supermarket and bought something that you might had to return because it wasn't right, or the can was open, or the top was open, or something was, you know what I'm talking about? You ever bought something? I mean, do you? Okay, I ain't going to Whole Foods no more because this orange wasn't sweet. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's a real
We come up, we make excuses. Let me tell you something about, especially our people. We do whatever we want to do. We do whatever we want to do. Even when some people go, I ain't got no money for this or that. Man, let me tell you. Especially that money thing. When people hit you with that money, like, I ain't got no money. Most so-called saints lie.
I have learned that.
Most of them lie.
It's been recent discovery.
Most of them lie.
Wow.
Let something of significance be something that they really want, or let somebody be in jail, a son, a daughter, a family member in jail. They need the bail. The person ain't said they had no money. Watch them manifest that money in 24 hours.
Yes.
Less than 24 hours.
Yes, they will.
The people who cry broken stuff. See, what they're saying is, I don't want to touch this area where I have the money.
Right.
And I'm looking at this that I want you to know I ain't got no money in there. Yeah, but what about here?
Right.
So people do what they want to do.
That is true.
And when you know that, you good. You're just good. Some people say, somebody's saying something here. Bless you, Dorothy.
Dorothy Lane.
Bless you. Let me see if I could play. Tell us a little bit more about Deacon Bobby.
Deacon Bobby was like the deacon of deacons. The father. I mean, he was. Well, let me start with go with the deacon of deacons. Man, Well, he was so dependable and reliable and faithful to my uncle. It was crazy because when my dad passed before him, he was like, Bobby was always following me, always there with me, and he jumped ahead of me and died before me. It's like, I'm mad at him. Do you know he went 30 less than 30 days later?
Wow.
Isn't that something? His brother passed like less than 30 days after him. But oh my gosh, my dad, it's something I did not know he had done for me. I found out later. So there was one day I was at after school waiting for my dad to pick me up, and I was like by myself on the side of the building, and this Caucasian guy came up to me in a car and was like, "Your parents sent me to pick you up,"
Mm.
and
Wow.
I immediately like the hairs on my arm, like rose up, and I like backed away from the car, went inside the building. So when my dad finally came, I told my parents what had happened. Do you know my dad? Not only did he started leaving his job early to make sure that he can get me like earlier from school, so I wouldn't be waiting
So
outside for him.
so you interrupt his schedule.
Not only did I interrupt the schedule, he jeopardized his job because they didn't want him leaving early. But he's like, I got to pick up my daughter.
Wow.
Yeah. See, we don't know the
See that? See,
sacrifices
that's
that
a
our
father.
parents make. We
Yeah.
have no idea. We're
So you
oblivious
caused him to lose money, lose his job.
because he had to pick me up because
Mm.
he did not want me to be in danger.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not but the grace of God that I didn't get in that car because we all know that children have gotten in cars
Yeah.
and were never seen again. I think about that story. I'm like, Lord, you were with me.
Mm.
Um, mm, 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 mm.
Wow.
My dad had this van that he used to take like all the children, either bowling, roller skating. He was like just that dad who always had like children. Like I said, a lot of people consider him their dad, even if they had a dad. He was something. He was really a great man in a quiet way that he did not really get the recognition that he deserves.
Do you
He
think
was a servant.
do you
a
think
true
most
servant.
fathers don't get the recognition they deserve?
Definitely.
I believe that.
One of the things I was saying too earlier about like it's a lot of it is the fault of the mother is
Oh
he
man.
does not have to
Put
be
put
a
em- put
good.
emphasis on that too. Put emphasis on that. Like break it down to us. Start again.
So you were talking about earlier, about fathers, make sure that your children know, like I forget how you were saying it. Uh,
Have
but
quality time with them and make give your children good memories.
give them good memories so that they remember like kind of how your role or like how your value or like to honor you. But I really feel that it is the job of the mother to instill honor into the children, and he does not even have to be that honorable.
Right.
He might not even be a dad. He could just be the father.
Mm.
They should still teach their children to honor that man.
Wow.
They really should.
Wow.
They should not be like, I remember a woman called me for prayer counseling some time ago. This was some time ago. And she was talking about the father. And I said, is your child there? And she said,
Why,
yeah.
why she was talking about the father.
Yes. I said, is your child there? She's like, yeah, he or she, I forget, is right here. I said, don't do that. I said, don't do that. So don't talk about him like that in front of.
You're whispering. They can't hear you.
Oh, I said, quiet. I said to her, don't talk about him like that in front of the child. You're going to affect and damage how the child sees their parent. And she was like, oh, you are so right. You are so right. Okay.
And that ain't the first time.
No, it wasn't the first time she did it, but she definitely she has spoken to me later, like thanking me for some of the things that I was telling her to do because she had even stopped going to church, and And I said, "Do you work?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "How do you get to work?" And she said she was telling me she'd take like 2 buses or whatever to get to work. I was like, "Well, why don't you go to church?"
Mm.
He was telling me, how challenging it was to get to church. I'm like, "Yeah, but you take 2 buses to get to work. So why don't you?" And then, it was
You just confirmed what I said. People
do
do what
what
they
they
want
want
to
to
do.
do. Right. I'm like, "Why don't you put that same effort into going to church?" And I was telling her, the importance of even having her children
Wow.
in church, with her. So she definitely called me back some time later, just thanking me for, counseling her. And she said that they were going to church regularly, and she just was grateful for me imparting into her life. But that's part of me saying that is because women don't realize the influence that they have. We're talking about influencers now. Let's talk about the real influencers. Not, this is a new thing, social media influencers.
Yeah.
But women set the tone for the home. Mothers, and they are really the
real
one of the great. They're really the greatest influencer.
Yeah.
They really, really are.
They could turn the heart of the father, of the children, to the father or away.
Yes, because you're the first teacher of
Just
the
like your
child,
dad.
really. Yeah.
Just like your daddy.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's a bum,
Mm. And it is, I really feel so strongly, not feel, I know it is imperative for women to take on that role and realize how important their role is, and how the child or children see the father. They should not be complaining about him in front of them. They should not be, whether he's in the home or not, whether you feel like he's a deadbeat dad or not. You do not badmouth the man.
Mm-hmm.
You do not badmouth that father. You
Eh.
teach that child or those children to honor their father. Honor. And I'm not even, I know the Bible says honor thy father and thy mother, but guess what? Women usually get honor from their children.
Look at Mother's Day versus Father's Day.
Ooh.
You can't even you can't even, if you don't make a reservation ahead of time for a restaurant, you ain't going to no restaurant.
Ooh.
Father's Day, be like, "Oh, where you want to sit? Pick a seat. Pick a seat. How many you got? You got 14? Pick a seat anywhere." They ain't make no reservation for a father.
No. No.
But yet they'll take Father's Day and actually mix it in with Pride Day and do parades to really kick them in the testes.
Yes. Yes.
Like really minimize. I mean, it's bad enough all these years he wasn't being acknowledged. Now we take and I don't care, whatever you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's up to you. I mean, I do care, but not to the point of where you're going to destroy one even more so by minimizing his worth and his honor day. And now we have the Pride Parade. Why not have the Pride Parade another time, or take another month? Take the whole month of something else.
Right.
Make a month. Make a month up. Let's create a 13th month and let that be. Yeah. Why not? You make making up everything else.
They want to make
Make up a 13th month and then call it Pride Month. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And again, you could do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But why take something that is already existence and we minimizing that?
To take the attention away from the foundation of society, the man, the father. Yes, I know you need the mother as well, but the father, the man, came first, and it is very imperative. I really truly want to get this across to women watching. It's your job to teach the children to honor the father. It really, really is. They will look at him how you look at them.
Yeah.
They will look at him how you look at him. You teach them not by just words, but by example, to revere that man, esteem him, value him. Don't just look at him as a meal ticket or, a means to an end. You look at him as source, as teacher, as nurturer, as nourisher, as leader, as yes, disciplinarian. You don't contradict him. You don't badmouth him. You appreciate him, and you teach your children to do so as well. And it only comes back to you. It's actually only going to be a blessing and a reward to you to do that. Because if you teach otherwise, it's going to come on you in a different way. It will come. It'll backfire on you. It'll
Yeah.
backfire on you.
Because first of all, the man is being displaced. And when you have the man displaced, now the family is going to be misplaced.
Mm.
And then something else is going to be replaced.
Ooh.
And everything is just going to be out of space.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's not going to be any order. And we've already displaced men like never before.
So true.
It's just like what they call the American bald eagle. You have
Oh,
to,
endangered species.
it's like the man is, especially the man of color, is like an endangered species today.
Wow.
We
Wow.
already know that the cops want to get rid of them. We already know that society, uh, there's so many people against him. The last thing he needs is his woman against him.
Wow.
You
That
know?
is true.
And then
That
she
is
turns
true.
the children against him as well.
Oof.
You know, it's like,
It's
and
terrible.
and I advocate, you know, women, even in our church, I'm constantly telling them, honor your father, honor your father. Yeah, but you don't know. I don't need to know.
No.
I'm telling you what the Bible say.
And a lot of what you don't know, like what that person was about to say, would be about to say, you don't know what he did or you don't know what he's like. First of all, a lot of that is hearsay. You don't know for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff you're hearing what you heard.
Because a lot of your mamas,
Repeating
a
what
lot
you
of your
heard.
mamas lie.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Your
and
mamas lie.
yes.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, they lie. They lie. You let them hear this. Tell them what you lied. Why you lie to your daughter? Because they covering up something.
Something that they did.
Something that they did.
Part in, something
And
that
then here you messed up. You know, here you messed up, and then you having a problem with men because your mama lied to you.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's why we need therapy. We done got away from the church. Now we ain't got no therapy. And then when we go get some therapy, we gonna. Oh my God! The money that you should have took to the church and kept your butt in the church. Now you ain't getting no cure. You just got to keep having therapy.
Wow. I'm just right here. We're gonna do it. I was right the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you don't know what the man has gone through in his life. You don't know. It doesn't excuse him if he's abusive or this, that, and the other. It doesn't excuse him. I'm just saying there is more to the story. Hurt people, and sometimes you just, doesn't mean that your relationship will ever necessarily be fully intact or anything like that. Although it can, if you have the right help. But you still, it's your place to honor and don't, base your relationship on with your father on what you're hearing from people bad mouthing him. And women, you got to stop pushing keeping the father from seeing the children because he don't want you.
Say it again.
Women, stop keeping the dad from seeing the children because he doesn't want you. So you're going to make him pay. You're going to hurt him. He's with somebody else. So you're going to make it difficult every time he comes around to see his children. You're going to give him hell just because he doesn't want to be with you. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're hurting this. You're hurting if you love your child at all.
Wow.
Even a little bit.
You dropping wisdom.
Even a little bit. Don't do that to them. Don't make them pay for your mistakes or because your life didn't turn out the way you thought it would.
Or because you stubborn.
Yeah.
Or because you got too many you got too many balls. You got that masculine energy. No, there's a lot of women. They got more balls than men. And that's the problem. Too much masculine energy, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because I'm a boss lady, I got my own business. Yeah. Yup. Masculine energy. And how is that going to serve you as you get older? You're going to be by yourself with your degree and your money, and you're gonna have such a big void because we were made to be together. we're better together.
Yes.
God said it's not good for man to be alone. And that includes the other man, Womack. Yep.
That's right.
So yeah, this that was good, Lady Womack. That was really good.
Well, it's something,
Yup.
it's not like you said, this is therapy on online, but it's something, I grew up truly loving my dad and knowing that he was a really good dad, but in just being completely transparent, which is what I'm going to be, I wish I were taught better to value him.
Mm. Why would you say that? Why would you say I thank you for being transparent. You said that to me a few times. Why would you say that?
Because I definitely was blessed growing up. Had a lot that a lot of children, especially children of color, didn't have. Was somebody would call spoiled, but I know I saw him more like, that's sad.
Bring
He's
home the
supposed to
bacon.
do that. He takes care of us. That's, he's like the provider.
Hmm.
He's like, but I did not appreciate the wisdom, the fact that he was a man of God, always speaking the word. I come to him with a problem. He's like, well, the word says. And I'm like, oh, Dad.
Like, okay, don't take me to church. We just
Yes.
came out of church. I want Dad. You giving me Bible. But he was telling you this is how you supposed to live.
Yes, yes, yes. And I really wish, that's
Wow.
why I'm so adamant with our children, because I wish somebody would, and by somebody will, the somebody who really should have done it would have, but sometimes people do the best they can with what they know,
Yeah.
and they probably just didn't know better themselves. I really wish that I was made more aware of the treasure I had in the father I had.
Of his
had.
value
Of his value.
as a father.
Yes.
And not just a bread provider.
Correct.
Because most fathers are seen as a bread provider.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
That is true.
That's
And
good.
so there it is. So
Wow.
I'm very adamant about, like, oh no. You got to realize what you have.
Yeah. So those of you, if your father is still living, I don't care if he's crippled, if he's bedfast, if he's
Bedridden.
bedridden,
Yeah.
if he's an invalid, if he's still alive, I want you today, reach out to him. Don't even wait for Father's Day.
That's nice.
Don't even wait for Father's Day. I see Satan comes immediately to steal the word. I want you to take the word that you're getting right now. Because I didn't make this up. Lady Womack didn't make this up. God said, honor your father and your mother. I didn't even believe you could honor properly your mother till you honor the father. Because when you understand the spiritual protocol, it's God first, man next, woman next, children.
Yeah.
See, you always want your man under God, right, and the woman under the man and the children. See, man is God's responsibility. Woman is man's responsibility. Children is mom's responsibility under daddy, under the father.
Wow.
But God should always be on top.
Yeah.
All right? You ain't got to agree with me. That's Bible. If you don't agree with me, you ain't agree with the Bible, because that's what I'm telling you. It's the Bible. So I want you not to wait till Father's Day and send a card and all that kind of stuff. They got enough net ties and socks, and they get the worst gifts. My God, how about y'all just give him some money so he can buy what he want, what he desire, because he just might want a bag of chips or something. I mean, that's not really healthy, but I mean, how many ties that he ain't gonna wear, socks and undershirts and stuff like that. And trust me, fathers are very gracious, because they'll take your gift that they absolutely hate and say, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, my dad.
And they throw that in the drawer like this.
Funny food.
Like, why they give me this? Like, And some of y'all need to learn this. I know, seriously. Stop buying some people gifts. Just give them the money.
Yeah.
Let them buy their own gift. Because y'all don't know how. There's some people, man, we know. They give us gifts and it's like
Thank you.
they end up in the garbage.
Wow. Wow.
Because it's something we can't use.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You heard it. I said it. It's something we can't use. It's like seriously. It's like first the t-shirt's the wrong size. It's like seriously, extra large. What am I gonna do that? Maybe sleep in it? I'm not sleeping in it because they look like a dress on me. And that's like, no, my wife wears, no, it's crazy. Like some of y'all just, and I know you mean well. I know you mean well. I know, and I know this. Y'all go. It's the thought that count.
No, it really is.
No, it's not the thought that count because it don't count to
Yeah.
nothing.
Or then it shows how much you thought you put in.
Yeah. It shows really what you think of me. Like seriously.
Oh my God.
I remember somebody gave me something and oh Jesus, and it was saturated with nicotine. Like
Really?
oh my God.
Wow.
I couldn't even barely take it out the bag. It was like it was like happy birthday, Doc. I was like,
Oh my
oh,
God.
I can't use this.
Wow.
I'm not even putting this in my car. Like
Wow.
this went straight to the garbage.
Saturated with nicotine.
I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
And some of y'all need to like I know people like, oh, don't get no empty card, y'all. Don't get no empty card to nobody.
That's disappointing.
That don't get nobody though. You went all the way out there. Just if the card costs $5, give them $5.
$5.
Yeah, don't get no card with it,
tolls or something.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get no empty card. I just thought that matter. No, it doesn't matter. See y'all. You ain't gonna hear too many people say stuff like this. Like, no, Jesus, don't give nobody an empty card. Don't give your father an empty card. Don't give your mother an empty card. Don't give your grandmammy an empty card. Don't give grandpa an empty card. Don't give your enemy an empty card. Seriously. All right. Oh my God. Ouch.
Sorry.
That
I
hurt,
could
girl.
tell it was just attached to your hair.
Huh? What was attached to
It
my
was
hair?
the clip.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I
That
think I
hurt.
pulled your hair. Aw.
Did you do something because I gave you an empty card? No, I ain't.
Never have.
No, I ain't give you an empty
Yeah.
card. No, don't give no empty card. Please, don't give your father an empty card. Y'all call your father up
Good.
and say, Daddy, I did not realize how much I have not valued you. And I know some of you, he's an alcoholic. Okay, he could be an alcoholic. First of all, do you even know why? Do you know why he's an alcoholic?
Might have been driven.
Do you know the hell that somebody, I don't even want to say, probably gave him?
Come on now.
Okay.
So truth is
Do you know why he like that? See,
Yep.
And know what? If he gave you nothing but life, honor him.
Yeah.
Honor him.
Needs to be said.
Honor him.
Yeah.
Honor him. And an empty card is you're not honoring him.
Wow.
Take him to dinner. Take him to breakfast. Make him something. Or he live far away. Send him something.
Right.
FedEx. UPS. All right. And some of you probably don't need it. Unless you really know what he likes. And then, is that really what he like, or that's what your mama said he like? Because that's a whole nother story. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that because y'all can't handle that. Because I heard somebody say in the spirit earlier, well, I didn't lie. I just didn't tell. I just didn't tell her everything. The sin of omission is worse.
Right.
Because your child trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Lord have mercy.
How come daddy and mommy ain't together, or what happened?
They could be blaming themselves.
Yeah,
Thinking cause of you know, why the father doesn't come around, and you don't know how that's affecting their whole life.
And you got adults that's messed up right now because they haven't been told the truth
True.
of what really happened.
That is so true.
So some of y'all that are watching, you need to, cause here's the truth. Some of y'all, before you know it, the death angel's gonna knock at the door. And do you got your stuff in order?
Wow.
Like we should be living every day like it's our last day.
Mm.
Are we ready when that knock comes on the door and it's time to give up the ghost that you're not gonna have any more breaths left?
Wow.
I mean, come on, tell the truth. And you know when a lot of truth comes out after people dead.
That is the truth.
After they dead.
That is the truth.
Oh, who that? Oh, that's his other wife. Or that. And how did she get on the scene? Oh, I did a funeral not that long ago where that happened.
What?
Oh yeah, just not that long ago.
Really?
Not that long ago. And it's like, so how did he end up with her and whatever? And it's a whole story.
Wow.
It's a whole story. Who are these children? Oh, that's children from this one. Because he couldn't live with her. Like what? Like why? What happened? And I remember, see, some of y'all don't know my history. I used to work at a funeral home. I mean, did everything from first calls, dealing with arrangements, um, uh, playing the organ, embalming, worked at North Beth Israel Medical Center, the pathology department, as well as a diener, morgue attendant, autopsies. I've done it, done it all. Radiology. But one time, I was doing a funeral, and I had to go pick a family up. And then there was another car, and I'm wondering, why is it two cars? Two family cars. We call it five passenger. Five passenger at that time was called a Fleetwood. Some of y'all don't know what a Fleetwood is. Fleetwood was made by Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
And Orlando K. Perry had his cars with, to this day, they still might have it. White top. Have you noticed that? No. This was white top, black bottom, Fleetwood Cadillac. That's a like long car, and we got two of those, and we're going to the same address. I wonder why are we going to the same address. So anyway, we get there, and I ring the doorbell, let them know I'm here, and it wasn't a funeral. It was a wake that was taking them to the wake.
Mm-hmm.
I open up the door, being polite, escort them into the car, and they're in the car. All of a sudden, this girl runs out of the house because I'm thinking my car is full. She's running. I'm thinking, oh, I want to get in that car and have room. She runs out and she grabs a girl and pulls her blouse and her breasts just come flying out. I mean, they come and I'm like, whoa, like I'm in shock. I don't know what's going on. And she's punching her and hitting her and I grabbed the girl who's pulling on the other girl. With she yanked no, the one with the boobs needed to stay inside because she was really boobing, man. I mean, and it was a mess. So I don't know what's going on. I know it's a fight that shouldn't be happening. Wow. In the car that I'm driving. Mm-hmm. And then it comes out why there's two cars. Their dad, this was their dad, but it was two different women. Right? With a set of children, a different family, and they didn't tell me that we were picking up. I guess the other guy knew, but he would just follow me, and he telling me the information later. The girl wanted to be in the head car. Now my car happened to be first. It didn't make no difference with head or not. They just needed transportation to the wake. She's thinking I should be in this car because I'm the first wife. Wow. Where the second wife was in the first car.
Whoa.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like crazy. And it was 2 cars because we're supposed to pick up the other family as well. So it was insane. It was insane. And that blew my mind. And I mean, they got pins and stuff to try to, fix it up as much as possible, but it was
Wow.
crazy.
It
So
was a
so
Rolling Stone.
so a lot of times, yeah, family got a lot of stuff going on
Yeah.
that people really don't know why,
True.
what happened, what caused this.
Yeah.
All we see is this happened, but what's the why behind all this stuff, you know?
And there usually is a why.
Oh, there's always a why.
You know,
There's always a why.
whether it's from
Whether
his
it's right or
history,
wrong,
yeah,
there's a why.
right. And whether it's his history that could have been from his family of origin that might have nothing to do with
Hmm.
his family that he created, or it could be
There's
it could
always a
be,
why. Always a why.
So
Not to justify
not to
anything,
justify
but there's
a thing.
always a why.
Yeah. Because hurt people hurt people. That's something, I learned
Yeah.
a long, long time ago.
Hurt people
Hurt people. And so
There's a whole lot of
there you
hurt
go.
going on these internet streets.
And people don't know what, especially men. I'm grateful that I was born a woman because I it's so much responsibility being a man. Not that it's not, it's easy being a woman. There's definitely a lot of things that we endure, but a man, so much is expected of him.
Mm-hmm.
To provide, just providing alone for and how many people just pull on him, and ooh,
And
don't
the
even
way the
appreciate
system
it.
has been designed is for him to never get ahead.
Wow, that is true.
Yeah, the man of color. The
The
way
man,
the system is designed
right.
is for him to really even there was somebody who told me that they were filing for some money because they just needed some help, and they went with their husband, and they said you can get more money if you get him out the house.
Mm,
Now, what that sound like?
Lord have mercy. That's terrible.
And
See?
when the man heard that, he was like, "Come on, honey, let's go. I'm just gonna bust my behind some more."
Wow.
They told him, they're trying to get food stamps or something else because he had temporarily lost his job. So he didn't want to go that way. Meanwhile, he wanted to find work, but he went with the wife,
Mm-hmm.
when they have children. And the lady across the counter said, we can help you out for the moment, but if you get him out the house, we can get you more money.
That's that Lyndon B. Johnson
So
stuff, right?
so that system still exists
Still
today.
exists.
Like the man is never supposed to really get ahead or be in or really
Splitting up the family.
have mastered. Well, that's the whole thing. Get the man displaced,
Mm,
have him replaced,
mm.
and everybody else is out of place.
Wow. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Get him out.
Yeah, get him out the house. Yeah, get him out the house. We can give you more money.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Really
I want to
crazy.
play this again. Some of you missed it. Let's see if I can get this up.
Okay.
Where did you leave your father? I want you to listen to this. Can you follow me through while
Yes, go
I
ahead.
press this? Listen to this carefully.
Tell Brenda that I appreciate her.
Oh, is this playing?
Where did you leave your father? Where did you leave your father? The father stayed, but the child strayed. Return to the altar you abandoned. I never left. You did. You left the covenant, not me. Hear this prophetic confrontation.
with lost love? Where did you leave your father? I haven't left you, you left me. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Thou hast left thy father. I want you to hear this clearly, not through the lens of offense or shame, but truth and love. I haven't left you, you left me. You separated from me, not by accident, but by disobedience to the very instruction I gave you, and instructions that I have given you. You walked away from what I built for us. You abandoned the altar where we used to meet. You distanced yourself from the covenant we once honored because your heart became divided, distracted, and deceived and stony. Just like the prodigal son, you did not become lost when you left home. You became lost when you decided that what I gave you wasn't enough. You took the blessings, you took the gifts, you took the goods, and you took the divinely inspired ideas that I gave you, and you wasted them in your own pursuit of nothing. But I'm still here. I never moved. The father never left the house, O prodigal one. The father didn't chase the child into rebellion, mixture, or confusion. The father stayed where the covenant was first made, waiting, watching, longing for you to return back to your first love. I was the one who called you. I was the one who instructed you, but you rejected the instruction and now feel forsaken, for you were the one who did not follow through. Yet, you're only experiencing the consequences of your own detour. You cry out saying, God, where are you? But I say, where did you leave me? Where did you drop your honor? Where did you lose your obedience? Where did you forget my voice? You left your first love, me. You became joint to people, places, and selfish plans I never authored. But I am still standing where you walked away. I am still your father, but you must return to my terms. This is not abandonment. This is a mirror, a reflection of your own movement. I never left the covenant. You did. The door of return is open, but not for rebellion to walk back in. It is open for the repentant, the humble, and the ready. Return unto me, and I will return unto you. And that is the only way. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. So I ask you today, where have you left your father, and why? What did you value more than my presence? What did you trust more than my word? Come back, not just emotionally, but covenantly, not just with lip service, but with life change, not just for a blessing, but for a rejoining. I never left you. You left me. But my arms remain open if your heart will truly return in truth and love.
That's good. Wow.
Wow.
where
Powerful sentiment. Very
Yeah.
powerful.
Wow. All right. Did you want to say anything else? I got so much more. I probably just save it that I could talk about. My father, your father. I mean, you're almost done here.
Yeah.
So you said thank Brenda.
Oh my gosh, tell her thank you. Tell her she can she's the pro. Let her do this because it's been a while since
I thought you've been wanting to do it. You've
she's
been.
so much faster. She's
Oh
so
yes,
creative.
definitely faster.
And she's creative.
So you just took a half a day just
Yeah.
working on my head.
She's well,
And then been giving me pain. She don't give me no pain. I've been hollering and stuff. I just doing my I'm just doing my best to just hold it together. So that everybody watching me, I would be screaming. I really want to be like, ah!
Tell her
Pulling everything, man.
to keep her job.
Mhm. She's good.
She's excellent. We're probably gonna go to her soon.
Woo. Yeah, you're pulling and stuff. All right. So hopefully,
10 minutes lecture, my love. So I'm doing her here.
hopefully y'all heard what I said. Call your Father's today. Don't wait for Father's Day. Tell him he's been on your mind. And if you got nothing good to say, just say, I'm on it. Or just thank you for life.